Hey followers! Today again, Saturday, and I want to talk about every news which was coming out in the past in this week, and we want to talk as well about the chart, but this will be short and I will give you my thoughts for the coming week, so you are prepared for the next week. So let's go into the news and let's start talking. So first of all, what did we saw? BlackRock just said that we will get a recession like we never saw before. And they also said that everything which worked in the past will not work in the future. And what do I think for myself, and what kind of tip can I give you? Again, every time when you read a big news, think about the money flow, right? What is the attention from this company? And obviously it is earning money, right? So they want that you sell, that they can buy at a cheaper price. So don't freak out, don't argue with, but BlackRock was saying that as well. There's all times an attention behind that message, so just chill on that, right? Yeah, nothing special. But a bigger message is about Genesis. Genesis just suspended the payouts, or continues to suspend the payouts, and they said, at this point we anticipate that we will be several weeks rather than days before we want to pass forward. So instead of for some days, they're talking about some weeks before they're paying out. And that's not good news actually. And it's overall not a good news because, as you know, Genesis is a daughter company from GBC, and the Grayscale as well, right, is at the biggest discount that we ever saw on minus 47%, which is crazy as well. So I think here they are not really good news, and of course, I think that's what I thought before, because is it a good thing if we betting against it? And people will argue the same on FTT, right? They argued, no, if you bet against FTT or FTX, that was just a lucky bet. But no, it was not, because on the other side, if this was just rumors, right, then the price will not jump to the upside, because we are still in a recession, the market is still bad, still in a bad condition. We are not going 100x or 10x on the next week. So I knew my risk to the upside when I've been wrong when I trying to shorting it. And that's the same here. So if I'm betting against it, and I think we will see a collapse of Genesis or GBC, yeah, I mean, you have to know what is the worst case. The worst case would be that they will come out, right? And they will not come bankruptcy. Then it's fine. But then you know the upside, what could happen. Because I still think, if they are getting out of that, we will not see the pump to the upside, right? There's no reason why it should be. Because you all times have to think why people should buy right now. There's no reason, right? Because there's so much fear in the market right now, and we are not even on the lowest level on the fear. So all times think about that, right? If you're betting against it, then all times remember what happens if I'm wrong. I give you an example where it shouldn't be that good, right? For example, what even isn't that good is, let's say there's a rumor that next week the world will go down, everyone will die, right? And then you say, okay, I'm selling my house, I'm selling my car, I'm selling everything, right? Because I want to have fun in the last week, and then you make party, you do everything what you like. But then in the end, oh, sorry guys, we've been wrong. The world is fine. Yeah, I mean, then the worst case is that you don't have money anymore, right? And so you all times have to evaluate how much risk you have and what is the potential if you are wrong in your decision, and we're seeing the other side. And I think if we're seeing the other side with Genesis, being Genesis good, and Genesis is not going to be bankrupt, I don't see a big impact into the market, because people are hoping that it's not happening. And if it's happening, then we see super big downside. And if we don't seeing it, then I think the market stay where it is. Maybe we see a little bit to the upside, but not that much. So yeah, that's just my thoughts if I'm thinking about shorting something or betting on a news. And yeah, then Binance Bitcoin reserves are just over collateralized. New report says Binance just brought out the report, and they are to 101% collateralized, over collateralized. So Binance should be fine. Yeah, as it's written here, Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by trading volume, released a new report on Wednesday from global finance audit, tax, and advisory firm Mazars, showing that Binance customer Bitcoin reserves are over collateralized. And then here by 101%. So that's great news as well. But yeah, let's go for Forex Factory, because next week, guys and girls, next week will be very, very interesting, because as you all know, we are getting the CPI data, which should be lower, 0.4%. People expecting as well that we even going lower. So maybe 7.2, 7.1. It would be huge if we're going up, actually. Like, if we are going up, I'm not expecting that anymore, actually. But if we're going up, then we should see a big dump. But I don't think that we're doing that. And that's why people as well expecting 4.5% on the federal funds. So we're seeing 50 basis point. And again, you all times can check that on cmegroup.com. Going to the data, you see 78%, 21%, and yeah, people expecting 50 basis points. I also think we're getting 50 basis points, but it's fine if we're getting 50 basis points, because then if we're going to that chart here, let me move it here, and we seeing this one. We all times know it. I was showing that like far ago, that if the Fed is pivoting, then the market is crashing. So I think there's still fine potential to going to the upside, and then the market can crash, and yeah, then we should see the move to the downside. And then let's check out our sentiment, and we see we're coming down to our sentiment a little bit. So yeah, there's as well the potential that the market could go lower right now, and we see some lows. And should this be the last move to the downside? I'm not sure, but maybe this is interesting. I was showing that once, comparing the .com bubble to the total crypto market market cap. And yeah, what do we saw? We saw the first move to the downside was exactly the same. We just had like 3% different, but it was exactly the same, nearly the same. And then we had a move to the upside by 50%. We had a move to the upside by 50%. Then we have the move to the downside, right, from this high to that low, which was as well, let me show it directly, which was 46%. And from here, 46%, and we've been here to 39, so we had a little bit more. 46 is, yeah, it should be close by that level here. So on this level, and then we should have another move to the upside, which is this one, 56%, and then we have the last push to the downside, which will be again 53% to the downside, and the market cap would be at 450,000 billion market cap, and this would bring as well the BTC, I guess, to 9,000. But as you see, a lot of people still thinking, yeah, Bitcoin will go to 12,000, and then now it's changing to 8,000, and you always have to think, if everyone is expecting that, then we will not reach this level, or we go even lower. And then I think if more opinions coming in for 8,000, then I don't think that we're gonna even reach 8,000. Then the market will suddenly going to the upside. And you see as well, if we checking BTC here, let us checking BTC here for a moment, right? And you see all bottoms we had. Look, all bottoms we had bottom here, right? It took 2 days until we come out of this bottom. 2 days, and then we moved up. Pew, and we found the bottom. If we're checking this one, we had one bottom, right? And then it took one candle next day, and we went up again. So it's all times very, very difficult if people are saying we need a time capitulation as well. Because with all the influencing in the internet and retail getting smarter and smarter as well, that people have so much time to buy, right? So much time to buy the asset where you normally don't have the time. So I don't think that we will have a time capitulation in time. So the market will dump to the downside, and then next day we have a big candle to the upside, and that's the bottom. I don't think that we have a capitulation like that, like a long sideways market every time, and then market goes up, then we have a next one, and then the market could go up. I don't think that we even gonna get that, because as well in the past, when we had a bottom, then normally the bottom will not come to the upside with a double top or with a double bottom. It goes directly to the upside, because you want to make it difficult for retail to buy in on the lower level, because not everyone should make money on that rush, right? Because the coins should be to the bigger fishes, because we as a small fish, we get eaten by the big ones normally. And yeah, that's why normally when we see a bottom here as well, if we see a button, you see that here, look, we had a bottom, and it took 1 day. 1 day. It took in the past 1 to 2 days until we see a bottom. Right here, market comes down, we see next candle up, boom, market is skyrocketing again. So we normally don't see a bottom where we see a long time shift to the sideways market. What we could see is, what I could argue is, before we see a new top, we would have a push to the upside, and then the market goes sideways, and then people think, okay, maybe we're gonna see a new bottom and they're gonna go out. That's what I could expect, right? But not when we already, like what we have right now, are on the lower levels. So yeah, I still think we definitely will get the push to the downside. I mean, I cannot say definitely, but I'm pretty sure with it, and I would bet on it that we still get the push to the downside. And I think we will get that on every pair. Like we have this one where we get out this lows here, right? And as well this lows around that level. So this is what I'm thinking as well, that we're taking out that lows, and then we have this lows. So I'm still sure that we go below 1,000 on ETH, and we will see the 12,000 on BTC. Yeah, that's to my part. So for the conclusion, if you see a message, right, doesn't matter which big company it is, all times think about what is their attention and what is their business, right? it's like, let's say I'm a doctor, right? And I have some medicine what I could sell you, right? Obviously, or a lawyer. Best thing as well, lawyers. I would all times tell you, if you really want to get fit, you have to buy that medicine as well because I'm the doctor, I know it better. But in the end, he just wants to make profit. So that's the same with BlackRock and that kind of news. You shouldn't be care about that kind of news. Care about news about companies which are already in the crypto scene and they could go bankrupt. These are big news because if they're coming out that they are bankrupt, then of course the coins they're holding should be sold and giving to the third party peeps. And yeah, so just have that in your mind and don't try to panic right now. Still holding your coins, and if the market is going lower, just try to buy some coins. That's what I do. I cannot recommend it to you, right? But this is what I'm doing. If the market is going lower, I will just buy. And yeah, that's for my information. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that we maybe see us on the next week because then we see the interest rates and the CPI. So, see you later and bye.